Relax, baby, be cool. Relax, baby, be cool. Relax, baby, be cool. Je marche comme une somnambule. Relax, baby, be cool. Dans cette foule qui me saoule. Relax, baby, be cool. C'est sûr, je vais perdre la boule. Relax, baby, be cool. Relax, baby, be cool. Relax, baby, be cool.
Welcome to Football Weekly with Tom and the squad. How you doing, TJ?
I'm very, very, very well. How are you, Tom?
Not surprised. Not surprised. How you doing, Vinny?
I'm really, really good.
Got another guest today, TJ.
We've got another one.
Yeah. Vinny Valentine from the Vincent Valentine show. Top lad.
A celebrity.
Except he's a fucking City fan, isn't he?
Hey.
Yeah, but apart from that, he's all right. He's all right. How you doing, Vinny? You all right?
I'm beautiful. We've had a good weekend, haven't we?
You have, yeah. You have. I haven't.
Weren't you with me for 2 days?
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about football.
Okay. No, ignore football, considering you're not in the Champions League. So
Yeah, I know.
game
mate.
over for that.
It's painful. It's painful. Before we start, Vinny, I did want to do a little bit of a plug for you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the Vincent Valentine show, TJ.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what time?
What time, Vinny?
It's 8:30
8:30 p.m.
p.m.
Would that be repeated?
It's going to be repeated on Thursday at 10 on Barcelona City FM, and also on Sunday at 11 on Barcelona City FM. But we've got a live show. It's a live interview show. I'm interviewing two comedians, one who's been on many Hollywood movies, TV shows such as Curb Your Enthusiasm and stuff. So she's quite a bit of a Hollywood actress, but she's
TJ,
really...
and we thought we were good.
I
getting
know,
some
yeah.
guests on. We just
I
got
thought we were
Pete from
doing well.
Wales. He's got people on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Bloody hell. Can you give a name or is it a surprise?
Yeah, no, she's called Melissa Paul. She's nuts.
Melissa Paul.
She's
Fucking hell,
nuts.
TJ,
She's
we need
great.
to step it up a bit. We've already asked all our mates. We've got none left.
Don't worry, I'll get you some more friends.
Jesus. Cheers, mate.
Easier said than done.
All right, top stuff. Well, we'll be listening to that. So I'm with a City fan who's obviously must be relatively happy getting top four. Sheffield Wednesday are in the playoff final.
Get in.
Buzzing.
It was. The first half was. Well, I was shitting diamonds by the end of it because it was so tense. I mean, it was just shot after shot after shot. Fair play to Brighton. They came flying out of the traps. They were pummeling our goal. I think in the first 15 minutes, they hit the inside of the post. They scored a goal. They had about 3 shots cleared off the line. They had one that went narrowly over. They were just battering us. And I was genuinely quite scared for the first half. And then we nicked a bit of a fluky goal. Some people saying that it could have been disallowed because of a push. I'd say 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, personally.
I mean, I must admit, mate, like I've never seen a team get hammered so much in the first half hour of a football match.
I know, it was horrible.
But to be fair to you, you know, you defended well, and Brighton were never going to be able to keep going like that.
Well, I think, that was the game plan. It was evident in the game before on Friday, the 2-0 victory at Hillsborough, featuring an absolute thunder bastard of a goal from Ross Wallace. They were knackered already. The fact that
He's a dirty little bastard, Ross Wallace, isn't he? I know.
yeah, massively.
Nearly as dirty as it Sam Hutchinson.
Oh, he's awful.
I saw on when I was watching it on Sky Sports, and he got booked after about 10 minutes for coming on. It's like 16. That's his 16th yellow of the season.
Yeah, he's.
And you could just tell, as soon as you come on, he's like, I'm fucking getting booked. Like, you could just tell he's one of those ones.
He's basically, he's a complete. He just doesn't give a shit. He goes in for
A
it.
bit like a Vinnie Jones of the modern day.
Basically, yeah. He was a Chelsea youth player, so you kind of get the idea.
That explains a lot then, doesn't it?
Exactly. But yeah, they were looking tired against us. They had about 4 injuries, all of them, from muscle injuries. So obviously they were tired. In the second half at the Amex, they were just sluggish. And it seems as though our wonderful manager, that's exactly what he was aiming to do. The substitutions he made were logical. They made sense. And yeah, we could have even nicked it. The chance we had at the end of the first half.
Yeah, true.
But all I care about is that we're through, and we're probably going to play Hull.
Well, Hull are not gonna lose a 3-0 away win, are they?
Yeah, Don't think so. Bar some incredible miracle, it's probably going to be Hull, isn't it?
You would like to think. How do you fancy your chances against them in the final?
Who knows? I mean, this
It's
season,
a lottery. It's a lottery.
That's exactly it. We drew, and I think we drew with them twice this season.
Both 0-0, wasn't it? Is that right?
No, that was Brighton.
That was Brighton. Okay, sorry.
I can't actually remember what happened at our ground, but at their ground, I think it was 1-1 or 0-0. It's going to be incredibly close, and they've got a very, very good squad as well.
Well, I was looking at their starting 11 in the first leg of the 3-0 win against Derby.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much their Premiership squad, wasn't it? They haven't really lost anyone.
Exactly. Huddleston, Livermore, Dawson, Hernandez. It's a pretty good Championship squad, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, good luck, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to be bricking it.
Who's that lad who came on for you? The quite well-built black lad, French lad, I think he is.
Oh, Alan. Jeremy Alan.
Did you see the run he made when he just directly just ran past like 5 players in a straight line?
He's really fast. He's decent. That's pretty much all he's got. He's incredibly fast. We got him from you lot actually, Vinny. Get him off City.
Oh, cool. So it's just like Forrest Gump, basically.
More or less, the French version.
French version of Forrest Gump. He just literally just kicked the ball in front of him, just ran in a fucking straight line. It's one of them you have one of your mate. You know when you like growing up and you just have that mate who's like crap at football, but he's like the fastest person you know.
That was me, by the way.
You just stick him up front and just boot it. There you go, mate. Just chase after him, and then he kicks it out for a throw or whatever.
Exactly.
My best position as a kid was being at the goalpost. Because of my gigantic size, I was the goalpost. It was awesome. Getting the ball twatted at you every single game was really, really good.
So, Championship's nearly over.
Yeah, one more game left.
Yeah, this weekend tying everything up. City United was the only sort of thing left, wasn't it, in the Premiership?
And that was, well, what should we talk about first?
Well, I thought it was one of United's best performances of the season. I thought it was as entertaining as most games at Old Trafford.
Were you watching it? Or?
I watched all of it, I just watched the pitch for like 3 hours after.
More entertaining than Louis Van Gaal.
I was like, this is proper LVG stuff.
It's amazing the fake bomb being not removed from the ground as well. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a bit embarrassing, wasn't it?
The Trickle Brothers installed it apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, the excuse was that they just, like the previous guys who were doing like bomb experiments, just forgot to clean up after themselves.
It's BS.
Well, I think they had a bunch of dogs that were trained to find all of them. But
they need a bit more training there.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's a fake bomb, there's no explosives in it, so how could a dog find it? Seriously.
That's exactly the point.
Who organised this event?
Yeah, exactly. I think it was just like propaganda. They just wanted to just stretch out the game to the last game. But I mean, you got to score 19 goals now, don't you?
Well, you never know. We could get a cheeky 19-0 win against Bournemouth, But this, in a sort of beautiful, fucked up way, it sort of sums up our season. Like just the ineptitude of just everything around that place. Like Ed Woodward again missing out on transfer targets because we hesitated. It came out in the press. Renato Sanchez. Which now it's just like that's a Woodward special, isn't it? That's his thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to go. Neymar, I think, is the next one we're going to go for.
But he'll just get a new contract.
So he'll just get a new contract after we've wasted the whole of August chasing him.
Yeah, standard.
You know, and it's just a standard.
Did you have a problem last year with the transfer with De Gea? Sorry.
Well,
the software was made for Windows 95.
Yeah, that was still Windows 95. They forgot to update the software. I think the virus checker gave it some problems or something, and it didn't go through because of the fax machine. Like, do people use fax machines?
I think it's
still?
just Man United.
That's why it didn't work, Ed, because no one else has a fucking fax machine.
Why is no one accepting?
Why is it not getting through? We've missed out on Fabregas, on Neymar. We've missed out on all of them. No one's replying to my faxes.
That's Louis Van Gaal's problem right now. He's living in the dark.
Just a fax machine. So, well, at least we've figured that out.
Yeah.
Well, De Gea came out today and said, paper talk, but apparently De Gea will leave if LVG stays.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
That's, you know, and that don't surprise me. No. That don't surprise me.
Why do you want him to? Do you want him to stay, being a United supporter?
Van Gaal?
Yeah.
Vinny, you must have not been listening to this show before.
I've not listened to one. I listened to 10 seconds of it yesterday just to hear your voice.
That's quite long for most people, isn't it? You're automatically in our top 5 listeners now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're head of the fan club now. For
Yeah.
that.
No, mate, I really don't want him to stay.
I hate the guy, to be
I
honest, yeah.
really, really don't
Do you
like
think it's
him.
going to be Mourinho? Or?
We've had this chat a few times, and I just don't care. Just anyone. Like, he's just got to go. Just so many reasons why he's got to go.
It's going to be scary, though, for you guys, because you've had 2 pretty good managers to try and fill in the legendary Sir Alex Ferguson, and they've both failed, and it's like the next person who goes to it, I mean, they've got big shoes to fill.
Yeah. I think with Moyes... I didn't really feel so bad when Moyes got appointed, but you realise pretty quickly he's out of his depth.
Yeah.
But I actually prefer Moyes to Van Gaal because, as I said like last week to the boys, at least Moyes accepted he was a broken man and couldn't like handle it. It's the sort of audacity of LVG who like genuinely thinks he's doing a good job. That's the thing I can't handle.
Van Gaal army.
Yeah, just, all right, sing songs about yourself all you want, LVG, but no one else fucking
No,
likes
he's
you.
trying to hype himself, but he has fallen.
He's, he's got to go, and he's only on a 3-year contract anyway. So, it's not like he's a young manager. He needs to be given time, and he's got.
Well,
to go.
I don't know if there's a relation to you, Tom, but on Twitter, Shah Payani.
Yeah, because that really common English name player. Yeah, I think I know him. Yeah.
He asked, if LVG stays, then what?
Well, I'm supposed to answer that.
I'm not answering. I thought it's more.
If LVG stays, then what?
Exactly.
Well, more of the same.
You're going to lose a lot of followers, aren't you? All the Glory supporters are going to jump ship.
Well, they already haven't, they? They're all
To Leicester.
So all these Leicester shirts walking around.
Yeah, that's funny though, actually.
Yeah.
It's all of a sudden you
My
see...
one's in the post, mate.
Is it?
Yeah. I support Leicester now. I don't listen with LVG. I'm just like a boring, broken record, just repeating ourselves. He's got to go.
To be fair, with
as that.
Pellegrini last year, I was in Malaga for 6 years. I used to watch Malaga play when Pellegrini was a manager.
Yeah.
And I didn't like his play style there. I didn't like his choices and stuff. And when he got appointed to Manchester City, I was gutted. And people were like, "Well, he's got Champions League experience." Yes, he got Malaga into the quarterfinals, and then got them banned for 2 seasons. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're using this guy. And to be fair, he got us into the semi-final. No, we've had a good... Every year we've been in the Champions League, we've got better and better. But I'm looking forward to the new guy. Pep is going to be amazing.
I haven't heard of him. Where's he from? Spain? Or?
Yeah, he's from around these parts.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's from around these parts, mate. I think, like, for me, that second leg semi-final against Real Madrid summed up Pellegrini's whole stay a little bit. Like, you've progressed under him. You know, you got to the semi-finals of a Champions League, which is respectable. But you never, from a neutral, I never really felt like City were going to do it. You always just knew it weren't going to happen.
Exactly. I'm a realist supporter. I've been a City fan since I was 10 years old. I'm 35 years old, just like you know.
So you were 10 in 2008 when Abu Dhabi bought the club.
Fucker. I may look like an Arab, but I am not an Arab. No, my first game was 1991 when Peter Reid was player manager, and the only reason why I watched the game was because the school were giving free tickets, and we lost.
Nice.
Yeah, but I stuck with him after that.
Fair play, but I mean, to be fair, like Peter Reid, anytime I think of Peter Reid as a player, I just think of him trying to keep up with Diego Maradona when he was tracking him back for that goal in the Mexico World Cup.
Mouth, though, didn't he? He was always effing, always. He was funny to watch. Match of the day, in the day.
But no, I mean, all right. So, how does Pellegrini? How do the fans feel about him?
A lot of fans do like him, and
like if he came back, he'd get a good reception and things like that. And
well, he's done well. He's won us a few cups. He's got us further in the Champions League. I just don't like him. I just never liked him, even in Malaga. It's just there's just something about which I just don't like.
Well, he's a little bit bland as well, isn't he? I don't know. Do you want to like? He's a bit emotionless sometimes.
Yeah, he looks like a woman as well, doesn't he? As well. It's a bit confusing.
He does look a bit like a woman from like Coronation Street.
Audrey. Audrey.
Yeah, he does look like Audrey. I never thought of that.
No, but apart from that, he's done as well. I've got to say salute him and say farewell. But
Pep's next level, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he did amazing for Barcelona. He's every club that he's played in.
And this is the worrying thing as a United fan, because you've got Klopp at Liverpool now. who is going to make them progress a lot. You've got Pep coming in, who, whatever Bayern Munich fans say about him, Pep's going to improve City.
Of course, yeah.
And also, I hate to say it, but I remember growing up, and you always, hear about the United youth players. We have the best youth team coming through, and I'm starting to hear like all these stories that are coming through a lot more on like the message boards and stuff, that these good youngsters from around the area are going to the City Academy now.
Yeah.
Because they've got the facilities, they've pumped all this money into these like unbelievable like state-of-the-art setups, and as a United fan, it's pretty worrying, to be honest.
Like, it's the next generation, and it's like with Southampton, they had the biggest English squad, didn't they? And look at them, and they finished, was it 4th, 3rd, 5th?
5th.
Yeah, 5th,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Europa.
Europa.
So you're fighting against Southampton right now, aren't you?
Well, I think we'll do well to finish ahead of them. We need to get a result against Bournemouth, don't we?
You'll do it, you do it.
But my worry is that if we win the FA Cup, then Van Gaal will keep his job.
But so you think Van Gaal will keep his job even though he's not got Champions League?
I think if he wins the FA Cup, Ed Woodward is so bad, it could happen.
Right. Is he a rumour, sorry to butt in there, if Liverpool win the Europa, doesn't it extend an extra place for Champions League? That's a rumour that I've been hearing.
No, if Liverpool win the Europa League, then they play in the Champions League next year.
But doesn't it go to like the top 5? Because that's what I heard if United supporters say.
I think United supporters wanted
that
that
was
to
all
be
of it.
true. But
If Man U win the FA Cup, then West Ham get into the Europa League.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
It's the only thing that can really
Yeah.
change.
No, Man United will not be playing in the Champions League next year. You don't have to worry about that. It's all
Happy days.
Happy for you, mate.
Happy days.
I think he will go, Van Gaal. I think he wins the FA Cup or not. Just because I think the revenue and the money is so important. That's the main priority for the Man United board these days. And Champions League is the ultimate revenue. So if they don't get that, then I don't think they can cope for a season, to be honest.
Well, look at what happened to Liverpool when their period of domination was over. They were
exactly.
And that's looks like in the direction we're going in. I think.
Yeah.
We can have a few years like that, but
No, it's good if you stay as a glory supporter even on the bad glory days.
But then, Vinny, so how's he going to make fun of me? Because I can't even get called a glory supporter anymore.
True, you're an ex-glory supporter.
So I'm an ex-glory supporter.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot, I think. Basically.
I'm just an idiot.
No, I asked you a question the other day because when I lived in Malaga, we had a lot of Southerners who were all mouth about Man United.
Yeah.
And it was always the excuse, yes, why are you a United supporter?
Yeah.
Well, my granddad in the Second World War walked past their ground once.
Yeah, that's
So we became Man United supporters. So your granddad was a glory supporter.
Isn't
he died in a war. It's like, what?
He's got that.
What's
he's
that
got
to do with
leverage,
it? Yeah. That was their defence.
But isn't that why we're all supporters? I thought it's just which is the first ground you walk past, or someone in your family's ground they claim to walk past first. That's how. Is that not how it
That's
works?
probably what happens in London, maybe.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Do you see where I'm from in Manchester? You support your local team,
Right.
And I'm not biased as well. My sister's United. My father's a big United supporter. Half my family's divided as red and blue.
Right.
But I was given a chance at birth to follow my own path. And because I got a free ticket at school at the age of 10, I became a blue.
There you
I
go.
thought you were going to say I chose the red pill or something. I chose the blue pill when I was little.
But the ironic thing is, I'm a United fan because my uncle used to take me when I was a kid, and his dad was Irish, blah blah blah, Catholic club,
That's the
etc.
Irish, the Irish.
And but the ironic thing is now I have to deal with all this shit. My uncle now takes his kids to Cambridge United every week. He's a season ticket holder
what
there.
the fuck's wrong there?
So it's sort of like reversed. Fuck me over. Like.
Quick game as a United supporter. Yeah, he's fucked now. Let's all laugh at him.
And then my old man, who's from Iran, he's a City fan.
Yeah, you told me this at the weekend.
But because that was the first side he saw in England.
Yeah. Well, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
That was like 20, 30 years ago, maybe.
I mean, and that was when they were shit as
Yeah.
well. So.
City had a glory time as well in the 80s.
Yeah.
At one point, but it was only it's only for like 2 or 3
2
seasons.
weeks.
Yeah. 2 hours.
But all right, so let's stay on City. What is the problem with City destroying young English players? Fabian Delph, Scott Sinclair, Jack Rodwell, Patrick Roberts.
It's just experience, I think. It's just they've been pumped with so much money. They want to. Obviously, the Arabs want put the money where their mouth is, basically. So it's like if they're putting so much money into the club, they don't want a youth player who doesn't have much experience, no matter if they're from England or not, to take over. And you look at the class of the players, it's like they want consistency. And yes, it's destroying English football because it's not giving our youngsters a chance. And we're losing a lot of our youth players because of it, because they will never get a chance to play in the big leagues.
But when you do give these young lads a chance, like I can't pronounce his name very well, the young Nigerian lad, Inacho. You know, look, he's done great.
Yeah.
You know, and why don't they get thrown in at the deep end a little bit more?
It's fighting for, well, one way we're fighting for Champions League, we're fighting to win the league. It's like there's a lot at stake. No, it's like a FA Cup. It's like last year when we had the Romanian goalkeeper, the big lanky guy.
Oh
yeah.
Pantilimon.
Yeah. He only played on the FA Cup or the Capital One Cup. They didn't give him a chance, and he got us. I think it was to the final. And instead of using this goalkeeper got us all the way to the final, and then on the final we used Joe Hart.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, thanks, mate. Fuck you. It's like, yeah, it's good and it's bad. It's just we want medals, we want domination, and we can't give that if we're giving everybody a chance.
Are these? Maybe this is me being a bit jealous or just a knob. But are these young English lads just being signed because you need to fill some sort of quota, this homegrown quota thing?
It may be. But if you look at the City squad, we have actually got two squads. It's like we've got the main Champions League squad, and we, even if all them players were disappeared and like all sick, we've still got another strong squad. Okay. And there was a ruling, wasn't it, a few years back where you had to have a maximum number of players because we were just buying them like crazy.
And Chelsea. How many players do Chelsea have out on loan?
I think 50.
They've got the most players out on loan
40 to 50,
like of any club, haven't they?
Yeah. It's like Kasper Schmeichel. We had him, we trained him at the youth academy since his father played for us and retired for us. Yeah, you didn't like that, did you? No. Now look at him. He's now won the league with Leicester City.
Yeah.
And we've lost him. We've lost a really good goalkeeper.
But then, he's getting first team football there, weren't he? He wasn't going to get Joe Hart out of the team.
No. But Joe Hart does have bad days. I don't know if you saw
what do you think of Joe Hart?
I like him. It's good. He's consistent, but then when he questions himself, he screws up for a few weeks, and then we need a backup.
Yeah.
And it screws us around. But goalkeepers, it must be so hard on them. Because it's like you go on instinct, and if you work on instinct and you do a great job, it's great. But when you question it, should I go left? Should I go right? It's like when you start questioning yourself, you become a shit goalkeeper. And it's not the first time that Joe Hart's had a bad season or a bad spell. It's happened a few times.
Yeah.
But
he has these little ruts, doesn't he?
He does. It's like for 1 month or so, or a few weeks of the season, he just fucks up, and then everyone questions him, and then he just comes back.
Yeah.
No, he's the England #1 goalkeeper, so he's good. Now we're going to see what he does in the Euros.
I mean, do you think this season has changed things a little bit in terms of, obviously the whole Leicester thing. You've got lads like Rashford doing a job at United. Iciano, however you say his name.
Iniacho. Sound like Paul Merson.
He's in the beans on toast.
He's in the beans. It's a worldie. Go on.
But, will this... Am I just being a bit romantic, or will clubs start to put a little bit more trust in, like, the younger players next season? They've seen what's possible when you bring the young players through. Leicester not having big names and doing a job.
Well, I think City, things will have to change. Well, not have to, but I think they will, because I think of Guardiola's philosophy that he likes to have a small main squad of 15 or 16. If you look at when he was at Barca, when he was at Bayern, it was specific players that he relied upon. And when they can't do it, he wants to promote within, and he goes for the youth and gives them a chance. And I think that because of the amount of money that City have pumped into this academy, and the amount of youngsters that people are talking about from the development squad, from the under-18s, they are going to be given more of a chance. And Pep is a lot more... That's something I think he got from working with Van Gaal, is that you have to just throw them in sometimes and give them a chance. With Van Gaal, I think the youth thing, I think it's a little bit more down to ego. Yeah. And I think it's down to Van Gaal going, look how great I am. I gave Rashford a chance. I gave Xavi his debut. I gave Muller his debut. I think there's that element to it. Yeah. But I think that next year, with City, I think there'll be changes. Chelsea will be the interesting one, because I think they've won the Youth Champions League or the Youth League 2 years in a row. Where are the youngsters?
Yeah.
Well,
Out on loan
I was
somewhere.
Exactly. Vitus Arnhem and random places, Standard Liège.
They've got these couple of feeder clubs, haven't they?
Exactly. It's just play them. Why not? It doesn't make sense.
It's a big league, though. There's a lot at stake, and it's like if you're playing young players who don't have much experience, it could ruin. It could lose us a point. It could lose us 3 points.
True, but on the flip side, if you play a player with a big reputation who doesn't play well, then you're on your back, really, isn't it? So it's there's
It's a bit
sides
like
to
Rooney,
every
though. It's a
story.
bit like Rooney going back, when he played for Everton, and then all of a sudden, boom, they gave him a chance. He became this wonder kid.
Yeah.
You're not going to find these new wonders unless the scouts go all over the world and bring the exports over.
Yeah, I mean that's I think especially with the Premier League, like talking about international players playing too much, not giving the youth a chance.
Yeah.
I think that having scouts that travel all over the world and looking for a bargain and that kind of thing has in a way hindered the development of English players because as well they know that the standard of coaching is better in countries like Spain, in Germany, and in Italy, whereas in England there are a lot less qualified coaches, and it is hindering us and it is stopping us. But whatever, fuck the world, we've got Marcus Rashford.
Exactly.
I mean, all right then. Is Marcus Rashford going to the Euros?
Nah, unless there's an injury.
Who are the three that you wouldn't take from that 26 then? Who are the three that you would cut?
Rashford.
Okay.
Vinny, over to you.
All right, cheers, TJ.
Well, I don't like ginger people, so Kevin De Bruyne, but seeing as Pep is his old manager.
But the England squad.
Oh, the England squad.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
who
thought
would
you were talking about Man City. So.
No. But at least we now know that Vinny hates ginger people. So,
Oh, England. I don't like Rooney. I think he's a has-been.
so you would drop the captain?
I would drop the captain.
Okay.
He's a bit ginger as well. So
Okay,
it's like-
slightly ginger, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's like with the friendlies with Rooney, he's terrible.
But Rooney's going. Whether you want him to or not, Rooney's going.
He is.
He's captain.
True.
I mean, I think Rashford is there just for having a few training sessions with the lads, isn't he? TJ.
Basically, he's in to train with the squad, meet the guys, and give him a run out in the friendlies. I think Turkey and Australia are the next two coming up. It's just to get him involved.
But you'd be a bit pissed off if you were Jermaine Defoe.
I would, but again, you can see the point, and I could completely just see the justification behind Jermaine Defoe being a bit like, well, he's not had a chance. Why shouldn't I go? But at the same time, it's thinking about the future of England, and if he gets a bit of time now, Rashford, then could be amazing for the future. And even if Defoe did take Rashford's place, that's not to say he's going to go to the Euros. I personally don't think. I think that we've got better options. I think Defoe's had a good season. I think he deserves a lot of credit. I just think we've got better options up front.
Yeah, it's just he's one of those people you'd like on your bench with 20 minutes to go.
If we have Vardy or Sturridge on the bench,
I was about to say
But they'll-
Vardy.
Okay, sorry, go on. Sorry.
well, last week
Yeah.
you said that you'd play Rooney, Sturridge, Vardy, and Kane from the start.
I would, yeah.
That's very much a square peg in a circular hole, or whatever it
No,
is,
it's not.
in my opinion. You'll
For-
play Daniel Sturridge on the left side of midfield.
You'd play your front three strikers.
You
Yeah?
said
and they would be Kane, Vardy,
4-2-3-1.
and Sturridge.
4-2-3. So you're playing 4-3-3.
4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, yeah. Yeah. Well,
You
it's
don't
the
need to
same.
be specific about it.
No, it's the same,
Just
isn't
tell them to run around on the pitch.
Lads, just go out there and enjoy yourselves. No. Kane up top, Sturridge and Vardy either side of him, and then Rooney playing deeper.
Deeper, Rooney.
Rooney playing deeper, based on a good game against Everton.
Based on he's going to play,
Yeah.
and I want Kane, Sturridge, and Vardy to all play.
Okay.
Do you think Vardy will be the golden balls in this Euros because of having such a
We'll
good
get knocked
season?
out. We'll get knocked out of the groups probably, but
Now,
I think
if we
we're
get
gonna
knocked
do
out of the groups, Roy Hodgson shouldn't even come back to the country because that'd be a disgrace.
No, I reckon
we'll get out
we'll
of
get
the
through.
group.
We'll get through easily.
Yeah, it's not difficult.
For me, with the system we play, you can afford to play three strikers like that. Okay, Sturridge and Vardy will play him from wider positions.
I just don't understand why you'd play Sturridge in a wide position.
So okay,
Because he's not a wide forward. He's a centre forward. He's a poacher. He's a goal scorer like Kane.
I think you can play Sturridge from a wide position.
Well, I think you're wrong.
We'll soon find out.
We will. We will.
No, but I don't think Hodgson will do it.
No, I don't think you will.
But it's just what I think.
Fair enough.
And also, I would start Rooney personally anyway from a deeper position.
Being a glory. Oh, sorry, ex-glory guy.
And
I think Tom's right though. I think he's the captain. He's going to play.
Yeah, but Rooney is better at midfielder now because he's he's fat as well. So it's like he's just keep him in the middle. Being slightly ginger, just keep him in the middle. He can control the ball and pass it.
I can see it being his position for the future, and it could be good for him. But it's a little bit of a risk, I think, at the minute. I think there's a good chance he'll do it though, and I agree with you both that it's probably the best position for him at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, who would you start up top then for
Kane.
England?
It's got to be.
But you would play 4-2-3-1.
I think it depends on the opposition. I think, like you, if it was against a lesser club, lesser country, sorry, I would be tempted. I'd quite like to try 4-3-3, but I would probably Kane and Vardy, but then someone like Sterling or Lallana or Townsend, just someone to inject a bit of pace up front, on the wing. Sorry.
Lallana's not very quick.
He's pretty quick and he's very good with his feet and he can pass the ball. I did say Lallana, Sterling and Townsend, so you can slot me for those other two as well if you want.
Okay. No, that's all right. Delph, I think, won't go to the Euros.
Delph is a maybe.
He's done nothing, has he, this year?
No, I don't. Hodgson likes him, but I don't understand why he's gone.
And we're also going off of the fact that Henderson and Wiltshire are both fit enough.
I don't think Henderson should go either way. I don't think he's been good enough. I think Danny Drinkwater deserves a spot.
I mean, there's no point taking Drinkwater and Henderson, is there?
Well, exactly. And who's had the better form this season and who's not been injured? Danny Drinkwater.
Yeah.
There you go, Roy.
There you go, boy.
Listen to this podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Learn, boy. All right. Spain released their Euro squad, didn't they, today?
They did. Some surprises.
Yeah, go on.
Diego Costa, is it? He's not going. Mata as well.
Yeah, that's strange.
Very strange.
Mata.
Torres.
Who?
Torres.
Nah, who's that? Who's he play for?
Torres.
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 You mean? Okay. El Nino.
El Nino.
Lad. Yeah. No, he's not going.
He's not going either,
Alcacer. He's not.
Right. They're a bit light up top, aren't they?
Who have they put? Have you got the squad? Who have they got up front then?
I think Silva's there, isn't it?
Silva's
David
there.
Silva will go.
Silva's there.
Morata will be in there as well, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, up top they've got Lucas Vasquez.
Interesting.
So he's a bit of a wild card for them, isn't he?
Well, he's very pacey. He's a good finisher as well.
Morata, Nolito,
Good shout.
Alderweireld, and then you've got lads like Isco, Silva, Pedro,
Standard.
you know, who can
Yeah. The false
play in the
nine.
heart, exactly.
Or the
Exactly.
Nueve Falta, I guess it's called here. I don't know.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, not massive surprises, but I think Mata hasn't been good enough this year. Maybe not fully all his fault. The way he's been played doesn't suit him. But yeah, I'm not totally surprised. Costa is a bit of a gamble. He's injured a lot. He hasn't scored that many goals this year. He's a bit of a lunatic.
I think they've lost their squad, really, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's like if they're another United, they've had their day.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say they're favourites.
No.
Spain.
Who are the favourites this year?
I think
think
France. I'm starting to think Belgium maybe.
What?
Well, Hazard's coming into some form.
Company's
out, but that means that there's a good chance for Tongan and Alderweireld will be at the back. And I think when you look at previous tournaments, the teams that have done very well are the teams that in key areas of the pitch, they've got players that play together at club level. Like you looked at the Italy team that won the World Cup in 2006, it was more or less a Juventus defence.
Yeah.
And if you look at other teams in the past, there's always a recurring theme. Yeah. So I think that could benefit them.
So you really think Belgium have a chance?
Got a very good squad.
Well, France 7-2, Germany 4-1, Spain 6-1, England 9-1, Belgium 12-1.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. It was a bit of a shock to hear Belgium.
But if you look at them player for player,
well, that's exactly.
Yeah.
You've got Courtois in goal. You've got Vertonghen, Alderweireld. I mean,
who have played with each other all season.
Exactly. In midfield, you've got Witsel. You've got I was about to say Fellaini, we'll forget that one. You've got De Bruyne, you've got Hazard, you've got, what's the other one called? Can't remember his name. Lukaku up front, along with Benteke. They've got a good squad. I'm not saying like definitely. I'm thinking more of a dark horse myself.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they've got a good squad. It's how they gel together and how they work together as a team, especially for a new manager as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think Wilmots has been there for a couple of years now, so he's getting a bit of an ideology going. How good he is as a manager, we're yet to properly see, and I think this will be the big test for him because this is a very, very good group of players. So who knows the Belgium FA, if he doesn't do well in the Euros, thinks, well, for this quality of player, maybe we need a higher quality of manager. Yeah. But this will be an interesting test. But I think the French squad's pretty va-va-voom.
Yeah, they've packed that midfield, haven't they?
They have.
Yeah. I mean, just before we leave, I just want to go back to England because I've got a stat for you, TJ.
Oh, go on then.
I know, yeah. I was just looking at Leicester City average transfer value, and this is according to transfermarket.com.
Okay.
So like it was the average transfer value of their starting 11 last game of the season.
Right.
And it was 6.59 million.
Bloody hell.
That's like when you average out what they paid for those players, 6.59
So that's based on what they paid for them then, so the value when they bought
obviously, if they wanted to sell Mahrez now or whatever, it'd be a bit more than that.
Yeah, a lot more than that.
And but even just the squads in general, what they have paid for their squads in general, you're looking at the top four, and Leicester was 54.4 million, and Alawa was their most expensive signing, Joa, 10 million. Spurs was 161.1 million, and Lamela 30 million was their most expensive. Arsenal 251.9 million with Ozil 42.5 was their most expensive. Yeah. And City 418.8 million. Jesus. And Kevin De Bruyne 54 million. That was the most expensive there. But he is class.
That was great. He's just
but crazy money.
Crazy money.
So basically, Leicester's squad is worth the same as Kevin De Bruyne.
That's cool.
54 million.
Yeah, but how much are they worth now? The whole squad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Speaking of teams that have wasted money, so this season, I think Manchester City has spent the most money. Do you know who's second in that list?
It has to be something like Chelsea or something, right?
Nope.
Newcastle.
You joke?
Relegated Newcastle United. In the January transfer window, they spent more money than the Bundesliga put together, and they got relegated. I think there's been a bit of love from what I've seen in the media and on like TV shows for Rafa and what he's doing there. I think we should take him down a peg or two because I think it's an absolute disgrace the way that football club has been run since the C word Mike Ashley took over. Because he's a vile human being.
I saw a video of him at the end of last season saying, "Be prepared, Newcastle United will win something this season." And it was like one of them Facebook videos where you just see like the guy from Spider-Man giggling to himself afterwards. It was just so funny. He's gone now anyway, isn't he?
Rafa or
the manager?
Well, apparently not. According to The Guardian this morning.
Really? I can't really imagine Rafa going to like Burton Albion for like a away game.
We're going to win the Champions League.
Apparently he's very close to agreeing terms with Mike Ashley to stay. Basically, from what I've read, Mike Ashley's just giving him complete autonomy over recruitment, over the medical department, over the youth setup, over the academy. He's basically saying, create this club in your image. And I think for someone like Benitez, who's been there, he's written his name into history books at Valencia, at Liverpool, maybe in a worse way at other clubs like Real Madrid, Inter Milan,
Chelsea.
At Chelsea, but he did win the Europa League though.
True.
But I think he might take it, which would be ridiculous.
I mean, we're laughing now, but look at Leicester last season. They were practically nearly ready to get relegated themselves.
Exactly.
And we were laughing at their managers and stuff.
I mean, who's favourites for the Premier League next year then?
All depends.
You see, if Leicester do what City do, which is bullshit, is obviously sell the best players, buy even more expensive players, and have a shit season. And then that's what's going to happen to us next season. Is that we've got a new manager, he's going to get rid of a few of the crap players, spend more money, get some other even bigger players, and the first season's just going to be people getting used to each other. I'd be surprised if we win anything next season, to be fair. But with Leicester...
the key point is who they keep, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
you have to keep Vardy, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, he'll stay. Kante is a big player. We mentioned him if they can keep him, didn't we? And Mahrez, they're the two big ones.
Schmeichel.
Yeah.
You keep them. Keep the core squad. Just
Yeah.
don't change it. If it isn't broke, why fix it?
But Ranieri's come out and said, like, if somebody wants to leave, then they can.
Yeah.
I only want people here who want to be here.
But the thing is, it's like if you look at Vardy, he is quite old.
Yeah, he's 29.
Yeah, so it's like if someone like Barcelona or some major club offer it to him, it'd be stupid to say no because it's near the end of his career, isn't he?
I think the only one who Leicester have a bit of a danger with that is Mahrez.
Right.
I think that's the only one where a super big club could come in and get him.
So you think like with Vardy?
I think Vardy, 100% Vardy will be at Leicester next year.
Okay.
In my opinion. But yeah, I think for the two big ones are Kante and Mahrez. They've got to keep hold of them.
I don't personally think Leicester will win next season. I'm hoping it'd be something like Tottenham, something just to mix it up a bit. No, they did well this season.
I mean, as you said, TJ, it depends a lot on the summer.
There's-
The league's whatever happens, it'll be much more open.
It's
won't
going to
it?
be a lot more open, but I mean the Euros haven't even started yet, so I don't think there's any point even discussing next season.
No.
Transfers have got to come and go.
Yeah.
Pep's going to come. There's so
Gonna be a lot of
much
change before
pending.
then,
There's
isn't
going to
there?
be a heck of a lot of change.
Yeah.
And even suddenly, we've still got a few other things to discuss.
Go on then.
Well, I just want to continue destroying Newcastle, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
with you.
So at least we know what the rest of the show is going to be like now. Then. There we go.
Well, I mean,
What else is annoying you about them?
Well, I mean, just kind of everything, really. I mean, I've got a few mates that are Newcastle fans. So when I was a student living in Manchester, actually, I'd often go and watch quite a few Newcastle games with my mates. And just the transfer policy, the naivety of the chairman, the fact that he owns a company which employs people for less than minimum wage and treats them more or less like slaves.
He had a big criticism for this 0 hours contract
Sports
stuff,
Direct,
didn't he? With Sports
exactly.
Direct, yeah.
As well as paying them, as it worked out, less than minimum wage. There was a whole investigation on The Guardian about it. He's got a stake in Wonga, and any kind of company that basically...
With their interest rates are like 8,000%,
Exactly.
aren't they?
Any company like that is just basically like a vulture preying on poverty. So if you need to survive, you need poverty to stay there. And Mike Ashley is one of these disgraceful, vile people. And the football team, back to football for a second. I mean, you look at the transfers made in January and you compare Newcastle and Sunderland. Even throw Norwich in there. So Sunderland got in Jan Kirchhoff, Lamina Kone, Wabi Kazri. All three players that have had a very big
Wabi
influence. What a name! What a name! You can even use it as a verb. You can wab in a free kick, can't he?
It makes me really happy, that name.
It's great.
It just makes
isn't
you
it?
happy, doesn't it?
Yeah, really happy name.
Just say it, everyone. Wabi Kazri.
Wabi Kazri.
It'll make you feel better, I promise.
I'm even feeling better now.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so yeah, they bought those three in. Excellent signings, did really well for them. Norwich City brought in Tim Closer, centre-back. When he got injured, they started losing, and that was then relegated. Newcastle United signed John Joe Shelby, Henri Savet, exactly.
Yeah.
They signed Andros Townsend, who, to be fair, did a good job. And Saidu Doumbia on loan, who's not even played as far as I can tell. Not to mention, back at the beginning of last season, they signed Florian Thauvin for £12 million. Then loaned him back to Marseille because he was awful.
And is it Mitrovic?
Mitrovic, who's done all right, although...
But he wasn't cheap though, was he?
He was about, 10, 11 million. Did you see his tackle, his red card tackle at the weekend?
No, I didn't.
It was disgusting.
He's got that in him though, hasn't he?
He's a thug. He's a vile... He's just a nasty, nasty human being.
Yeah.
He was about a foot away from the ball, and he was literally trying to break this guy's leg.
That's
vile.
A bastard. That is a bastard. That's industry bad.
Yeah.
This is
And
given
it just-
two
and-
red cards for them.
And Newcastle are where they deserve to be.
But
in
they'll
the
bounce back
Championship.
up though, won't they?
Yeah. They've got the money, haven't they? So.
The Championship is a very difficult and very competitive league. They do have the money, and I think Mike Ashley will give Rafa whatever he wants to spend. But, I mean, we need to remember Rafa's not been in that league before, and it is tough. The games are constant, and you've really got to have a good squad, and you've got to have everyone pulling in the right direction as well.
Yeah.
I mean, not to forget that next season there's going to be teams like Brighton in there.
I mean, I must say, mate, Brighton for me looked very good.
Oh, they were.
Like they're better than some of the shit I've seen in the Premiership this season.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that it was all like first leg at Hillsborough. that we won it, basically, those 2 goals. And I think 3 out of the 4 halves, I think we were the better team. That one half where they destroyed us, they were better than us, but overall I think we deserved it.
Okay.
But that's my Newcastle rant over.
All right, well, what about Spain then? Let's clear up a few things from around Europe.
Go on then, so
I'm a bit disappointed because our 2 teams got relegated.
Oh, what?
Well, Rayo Vallecano, who we like in Spain, and Carpi in Italy.
Yeah, it's a shame.
So Kevin Lasagna will be playing in Serie B next season.
Yeah, poor fella. Unless he gets picked up.
He's got to get picked up, surely.
I hope so.
Surely. So yeah, Rayo Vallecano went down last day of the season because Sporting Gijón got a good win, didn't they?
They did, and Betis beat Getafe, so it's Levante, Vallecano and Getafe who've been relegated.
Yeah.
Barcelona are the campeones.
Yep. Yeah.
Who saw that coming?
Boring.
Yeah. Real Madrid second, Atletico third, Villarreal, the Yellow Submarine, they will be in the Champions League next season.
They held on, didn't they, to that
Just about. And that means that Celta Vigo and Athletic Club Bilbao will be in the Europa League next year.
Okay. Barca were all right. Pretty comfortable, wasn't it?
Yeah. Suarez got the Pichichi as well, so everyone's happy, really.
Yeah. And then they've got this, but they can still do the double.
Exactly.
And,
Copa del Rey.
I mean, it's quite funny living here because it's sort of we feel really let down. We just want to double this year, you know. Like it's pretty. Everyone's quite deflated here, aren't they?
I know,
like,
it's really weird, isn't it?
And it's just like, you're probably going to win the league and cup here. So.
Yeah, that's just so spoiled, the fans, really. So spoiled.
It's just boring. It's just when it's the same old boring football, the cheating bastards as well. When they played City twice last season for the Champions League, it's just like you touch them or breathe on them, and we get a red card for it, and we lose. I want to say the C word so much, but I'm not allowed to say it. But I just don't want to see someone with a Barcelona t-shirt on. I just want to headbutt them. It's not nice.
All us Brits are really well integrated over here. Vinny's actually banned from Las Ramblas.
I am actually from headbutting Barcelona fans.
Yeah. And
so that's Spain.
That's Spain. I mean, that's Spain more or less spoken about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Italy, Juventus just coasted.
Juventus won the league. Napoli came second. Roma came third. Carpi, Frosinone, and Verona went down. However,
go on.
Gonzalo Higuain, top goal scorer for the season with 36 goals. He broke a record of the top goal scorer, which has been 35, and it had been held by Gunnar Nordahl since the 1949-1950 season.
Wow.
So that's a hell of a record to break. And to be fair to Higuain, he's been awesome this season. Some of his goals have been phenomenal, and it's difficult to break the 30-goal mark in Italy.
Especially in that league, yeah.
Exactly.
Especially in that league.
Exactly. Elsewhere, in Germany, Stuttgart, after 41 years in the Bundesliga, got relegated.
That's a relatively big side.
That's a big team. They won the Bundesliga in 2006, 2007, I think. So that's a big deal.
That's a massive deal.
Werder Bremen needed a last-minute goal from Gilly Bodji.
Gilly Bodji.
That's another name that makes me feel really happy.
Imagine if Gilly Bodji and Wazoo Cabri were in the same. I can't even say. Webby Kazri were in the same
Kevin
team.
Lasagna.
With Kevin Lasagna.
Oh, that'd be joyous, wouldn't it?
That's what we need to get on Twitter, like the best name starting.
Yeah.
Names that make you happy.
Names that just make you happy.
So Werder are safe. Frankfurt are going to go into the playoff for that relegation spot. And do you remember a few weeks ago, Ousmane Dembele? Do you remember that young French lad that
Borussia Dortmund.
Gone to Dortmund, yeah.
Going
to Dortmund.
That's a very, very good bit of business by them, I think.
That's an excellent bit of business. And as well, I think he'll go to Dortmund. He should be superb. When he becomes superb, he'll get picked up again by a super team.
Does that mean that lad they have up top, who's another difficult name to pronounce?
What, Dortmund?
Yeah. From Gabon.
Oh, Aubameyang. Does that mean he's off? Probably not. Aubameyang's more of he's a striker. So they've got Aubameyang, Adrian Ramos, and Dembele's a number 10. So he's in that sort of Götze, Kagawa mould. So he'll be vying with those players for that.
So you think that probably leaves the door a little bit more open for Götze to go to Liverpool?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
Potentially. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. It's a long, long way to go in the transfer window. And especially with the Euros, you never know if they're just some random player just pops up and has an absolutely blinding tournament and all of a sudden all the big teams want him.
But like Karol Poborski.
Just
when
like
United
Karol
signed him.
Poborski.
Yep.
Just like Karol Poborski.
I mean, I just realised it's the Europa League final tomorrow as well.
It is?
What do you reckon about that?
I don't know, but I'm gutted because I'm going to be working. I think it'll be a really good match.
I mean, it's a bit nuts if Sevilla win it third time in a row, isn't it?
I know. It's going to be tight no matter what. Sevilla are a weird team. They've gone the entire season without winning away from home.
That is a good stat, TJ.
Yeah, that's... And they finished 7th as well.
What's the home form like?
Well, exactly.
Okay.
And with Liverpool, I mean, they have been incredible in the Europa League this season.
I mean,
that match
and just
against
to
Dortmund.
mention, Liverpool are favourites according to the bookies.
That's
Okay.
cool.
If that means anything.
I'm vouching for Liverpool.
Yeah, would you be happy if Liverpool won?
Of course, would. It's representing England.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, even if United were in the final, I would say,
Really?
it's one of them. Seriously.
I feel a bit bad because I would struggle to support Liverpool tomorrow.
Yeah?
You just got to play it behind you. They're representing England. It's
Yeah, I suppose so. It's just I think United-Liverpool rivalry is just so deep. It'd be much easier for me to support City than Liverpool in Europe for sure. Yeah, Liverpool's the most difficult one.
Is it because, like, obviously they were the pre-glory like team where they're always bragging
I think
all the
obviously, City weren't as much of a threat before, and United in the 70s and 80s when Liverpool just dubbing over everyone.
Exactly.
Then, they were the United them, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think also within the city, if you look at like the two cities of Manchester and Liverpool, there's a lot of rivalry, non-football wise, and
of course,
the whole canals and shipping and manufacturing and all this sort of stuff going a long time far back. But so I think, for me, I think most United fans would agree with me as well. I think Liverpool United is a deeper rivalry to them than United.
Deep rivalry, but sometimes it's just like if it's representing us in Europe. Just
I mean, and
just take it like a man.
Well, I mean, I try to take it like a man, when I can.
Are you coming out on radio?
Well, guys, there's a few minutes left of this show, and I just wanted to stop a bit early because there's something I need to say.
Okay. I got some lube in my pocket if you want some.
Well, I've just realised this show I'm gay and I like Liverpool. I didn't think I was going to be finishing off saying
This
those
is
two things.
amazing. It's like
I'm a gay Liverpool fan, everyone.
You've done this, Vinny. You brought it out of them.
I know, I love it. The amount of conversations we had over the weekend was awesome as well, which we cannot repeat.
No, we can't. All right, so that will be a good game, though, TJ. And
It will.
then just a couple of minutes then, briefly. Champions League final.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Nah.
Okay, cheers, TJ.
Or Spain final, it's boring.
It'll be... I mean, the last one was good for El Decima, the 4-1. It was pretty mental. I think Atletico probably deserve it, but I just reckon that a Bale header will win it 1-0, and that'll be it. It'll be a boring game. 3 players will get sent off. Simeone will be throwing balls on all over the place, and Bale will nick it.
You reckon?
That's kind of... I think that's what my gut's saying, yeah.
Okay. And then when is... I mean, I'm assuming Hull are going through, but when is the Hull...
Same day.
Okay.
Champions League.
Do they clash?
No, I think ours kicks off at 5 p.m. our time, so 5 p.m. Spanish time.
Okay.
And then the Champions League's at about 7:30,
Okay.
8 o'clock, something like that.
Cool.
Before we finish, I'd like to
Yeah.
say a little word, or shall we say a little word about Quique Sanchez-Flores, the former Watford manager.
Well, yeah, we forgot all about this. And Roberto Martinez has been sacked since we were
Exactly.
last on air.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, Martinez, we kind of saw that coming, I think.
Yeah.
But Flores, it's a bit of a... What do you reckon?
It's funny because when I was reading up about it, lots of non-Watford fans were like, what is Watford doing? It's out of order. He's done such a good job. They've had such a great season. Football's gone mad. Should never be sacked. And then surprisingly, the ones who were happier with the decision on the websites and various message boards and stuff were Watford fans. They were like, actually, we haven't been playing good football for a while now. Our season's petered out a little bit. were actually not that gutted. Like they were saying, no, he'll come back with a decent reputation. It's not like they hate him or anything, but they're not that fussed, it seems like, to be honest with you.
It's an interesting one because you compare this to previous sackings when a club has been on the up, so to speak, and the clubs usually actually do well. The perfect example was when Nigel Adkins was fired from Southampton. They were 15th. His remit was to keep them in the league. He'd done that. And yet he got fired, and everyone was up in arms, saying, who's this Pochettino bloke? I don't think he knows anything about football. And now, you know, it couldn't be different, really. So it all depends who's coming in. I've heard it's going to be Walter Mazzarri.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Who, his last managerial position didn't go so well, Inter Milan. They weren't very good. He blamed everyone but himself. However, a few little things about him. He came to fruition with Livorno a long time ago, got them to Serie A, which was a very big deal because they're a very small club. And he's got...
And they're just, sorry to cut you off, because they're a good little club to read up about. They're like a St. Pauli type club of Italy, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're a little bit political and they do some cool shit, so...
Bit of sort of a communist kind of left-wing field. And Cristiano Lucarelli, I think, is a big player for them.
Yeah.
But he's got form with strikers. So getting the best out of strikers. Vinny, you might know this one. Do you remember Rolando Bianchi?
No.
He was one of Sven's signings for City.
Sven,
He basically, Mazzarri had him at Regina, smashed it in Serie A. He was manager of Cavani, and basically, until Cavani met Mazzarri, maximum he'd scored in a season was 13 goals. They joined together at Napoli, and Cavani became the player he is now, left for PSG. So we'll see. It looks like that's going to happen.
Could be an interesting one.
Could be.
And Guidolin's got the Swansea job permanently now, hasn't he?
2-year contract. I think that's fair. I think he deserves it.
So Italians, Spanish are leaving and the Italians are taking over.
Yeah, Conte as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we allowed to say that on the radio?
You've just broken one of the rules.
Conte.
He's having a go at me about my pronunciation.
That's one word you said I could not say, and I've been wanting to say it all episode.
So, Vinny,
Yeah.
it's been an absolute pleasure, mate.
Thank you for having me
And
today.
just before I forget, again, the Vincent Valentine show tomorrow at 8:30.
It's a live event, basically.
Okay.
It's a live comedy event. I do 1 hour live radio station where I radio show in front of people, interview 2 comic guests, and then after that I have stand-up comedy live where we do stand-up comedy for an hour and a half. They're all on podcasts. They're going to be on Barcelona City FM. You can come and see the show live, or you can just tune in to the radio.
Brilliant.
If people want to, Vinny, where can they go to see the show live?
You go to, good question. You go to Craft Barcelona, which is right near the town hall here in Barcelona. It's Jaume Primero. It's around the corner from there, and it's totally free. Don't cost it anywhere to go in there. Great beers, great food.
What we'll do as well is we'll put some information about his show on our Twitter and our Facebook.
Yeah, do that later on.
So, because we've been busy, TJ, haven't we, this week? We've now, the Twitter one we've been pushing up, but also we've got a Facebook page now, and iTunes let us on.
I still don't understand.
I don't know what happened there.
You're going to get a massive audience with it, by the way.
Well,
I hope so.
we've already got, I think we're up to 3 or 4 now, aren't we?
think
So we're
so,
doing all
yeah.
right. We're happy with that.
2 of those are my mum and my dad.
Yeah,
so.
and the others is my mum and my dad. All right. But,
And me. I subscribed yesterday.
yes. Okay, so yeah, we're on iTunes. So just search Football Weekly with Tom and the Squad on iTunes, and we'll put all this like info on the
That's
on
Apple
the pages.
iTunes.
That's Apple
You know,
iTunes.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, that one.
iPhones.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Hopefully by next week, with my help as well, you're going to be on TuneIn, Google Play.
Fucking hell,
And all these-
TJ.
I'm going to help you guys.
He's going to
get
put
on
he's going to like help us with all these words that I don't know what they mean.
You're going to be everywhere.
Yeah, tune in. Stitcher.
Exactly.
Brilliant. All right. Well, lads, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you all next week.
See you next week.
All right, take care.
Relax, baby, be cool. Dans cette foule qui roule. Relax, baby, be cool. J'ai peur de me casser la boule. Relax, baby, be cool. J'ai la trouille, c'est ridicule. Relax, baby, be cool. 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 Relax, baby, be cool.